Yeah, I have a lot of questions for you actually, Willie, because you're really interesting because you got started in astrophotography in a different lens than like what a lot of other people got started in astrophotography. So, for example, I had no background in photography at all. Brett, I don't think you did either. Uh,
Barely. Yeah.
Barely, yeah. But you've been doing photography for a really long time, and you were doing photography before you got into astrophotography, right?
Yeah, I've been doing regular old photography for like 10 years. It's my
Really?
bread and
That's
butter.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, you do that, like, full time, right? You're a
hmm
full-time photographer? Awesome, and so how did you connect that into astrophotography?
So it was the solar eclipse, actually. I saw that it
Oh,
was something that I could attain with my regular old camera. And I'm known as like the science guy in my friends group. So it seemed like, hey, might as well give it a go, see what we can do. And when I got that and I got something that was actually an image, it was game over. I was hooked.
is
hmm
that the one that took place, what, in
20.
2024?
24. Yeah. Yeah.
Was the totality near you? I forget the path of totality.
Yeah, so Path Totality went right through Cleveland. I had a
Okay.
really long viewing of it. It was spectacular. I viewed it from like top of my neighbor's apartment building. Incredible.
I'm
That's
so
awesome.
jealous.
Yeah. So
Brett, you saw it though too, right?
I did too, because I went down to Indiana. So yeah, and we got to the center. So yeah, we had I think it was a total of 4 minutes of
Oh,
totality.
wow.
Yeah, and it was funny
Yeah.
because we just kept driving. We were just like, you know what, we'll see. Like we got up early in the morning from Chicago. We were just like, okay, let's drive as far south as we can get. And it was like 2 hours before it, and we were like, oh, we can get closer to the center. So we just kept going, and then we were like, yes, okay. And we found this like perfect nature preserve. It was all just like stars aligning. Oh, literally stars aligning.
Literally stars aligning. Yeah, I'm jealous. I had like a 93% coverage or like 95% coverage. But it was interesting. I think I said this on another show. Even with so much of the sun missing, it was, or eclipsed, it was still 10,000 times brighter than the moon on a full night, even though only like
What?
5% of the sun was exposed, which is
Mhm.
just mind blowing because you still had to wear the goggles and everything, of course. So,
Yeah.
um, it was interesting to see. And then Willie, you can introduce yourself. But it
Mhm.
was interesting to see how many Google searches that skyrocketed after the eclipse of, symptoms of like people going blind and stuff after the eclipse.
What
No
happens when
matter
you're
how
looking
many
at the sun
times,
during an eclipse?
and no matter how many times people are like, "Don't look at the sun." And I mean, I think one of our presidents looked at an eclipse too. I don't know
Oh,
though. So
no.
I think he did. Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah. So Willie, thanks for coming
Mhm.
on the show. If you want to
Yeah.
introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and tell us a little bit about yourself, if you'd like.
Yeah. So, hi, my name's Willie. I come from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm a photographer and videographer here. I've been doing photo video for about 10 years and astrophotography for about a year and a few months.
Awesome. So you're relatively new to astrophotography too, because
Yeah.
I've been doing it since October of 2024. So
Oh,
we're both, yeah, we're both kind of new to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting that you've really delved into like the more difficult aspect of astrophotography where you're trying to like capture faint objects.
yeah. I've got like this like ongoing series I call like the Faintest and Furthest. It
Oh, cool.
started with this object outside of Andromeda, SDSO. It's this ghost planetary nebula, first of its kind, very new, very rare. Takes hours, but worth a shot.
And how'd it come out?
I'd say pretty good. I imaged it in dual narrowband. It's been about 34 hours. I'll be coming back to it. I want to be around 100, 150 by the end of the year, but
Oh wow.
finished last year at 34.
150 hours.
Yeah, that's the
That's
goal.
how faint it is.
Incredibly. And I'm doing 10-minute exposures at f2. So we're trying to get
Oh.
every single photon.
Wow. Wait, with
Wow.
that, do you have to go to like a really dark sky for that? Because that's a lot of light coming in.
Yeah. And since I don't want to get like so much light pollution in the shot, I drive out to this dark sky location. It's called Observatory Park. It's the darkest sky in the area. It's about Portal 4. It's worth the drive though, because I mean, extra cut down light pollution, as you guys know, it makes all the difference.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it really does. Is there
Wait,
like, is this, no, go ahead, Brett. Go ahead.
oh well, I was gonna. So that's a narrowband target, not
Mhm.
broadband.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was doing it in 7 nanometer HAO3.
Okay.
Yeah. And Andromeda.
That's really cool. Wait, is that by any chance? I know Bray Falls
That's the one.
revealed. Is that the one that he
That's the
revealed?
one.
That's
the one.
cool. Okay, yeah. And so he discovered it, right?
Yeah, he was a part of the discovery team.
Okay.
The name convention goes by, it's Santee Dressler Stratner Object 1. Bray was on the team that would help confirm it.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah. Which once again is kind of like, we've talked about this in other episodes, like just amateur astrophotographers like doing legitimate science, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it shows that we can actually make a difference.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. So is this like a popular observatory? I see you tag the location all the time.
Yeah.
Is there like other astrophotographers out there, or is it just you?
Some nights it will just be me. Like when I was doing the this thing for Andromeda, that was just me for like a good month. But I mean, I try to have about like 2 to 3 guys minimum, and like we'll cook out, we'll grill, we'll have a whole little like star party every time if possible. The rare occasion is clear.
Yeah.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
That does sound fun. See, I do this all by myself.
Oh, it's always better.
Yeah,
with
I wish
friends.
I should. Well, yeah, no, I do have a local friend. His name is Steve. I guess we could have a camp out down at the preserve because there's a park down the street from my house that I go shoot at sometimes. There's not a border difference or anything. It's just us, clear sky.
Oh, okay.
With no trees or anything. I guess we could have a little camp out down there.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. It's great.
Yeah, grill some hot dogs.
Yeah. Well, and then Matt, our first guest, he's 40 miles from me. He's invited me out to his Bortle 5 skies. So I do need to check that out at some point. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But as he said, for some reason, Brett, you have like this weather pattern where clouds are like automatically just like cleared from your sky.
Yeah. I really don't. It is interesting. I want a meteorologist to like give us some sort of like technical, reasoning of what's happening. But it is very interesting how many clear nights I have. And even tonight, for instance, like it was sunny all day. We just had a thunderstorm, and now all of a sudden the thunderstorm has passed, and the clouds, it's like they come off the lake, and then it's like, I don't know, and then I just have clear skies, while the suburbs then still have some clouds. So yeah, it's almost like I have a pocket of clear skies. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, fun fact, I wanted to be a meteorologist.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be a meteorologist. I would have loved to be on the morning news. I think that would be so much fun.
Tell everybody the weather and stuff.
Yeah, talk about the weather all day. That would be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But Willie, before we started the episode, I was talking to you about the weather because I was asking you like how the weather is, and I think you're experiencing the same thing that the rest of all of us are experiencing with how horrible the weather's been.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough. 3 good days at most, called 2.5 if you want to get 4-hour session as a day of imaging. It's been
over the last month.
Yeah. And I mean, cumulatively, like I'd say 10 hours of imaging at most.
Wow.
That's crazy. And then you have people like Brett here who are cranking out like image after image after image. He's just cranking them out.
I'm still working on a backlog of data from February.
God. And I think Brett, I think you literally before we started this episode just posted the reel with Thorn where I'm calling you annoying.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So you're so annoying.
I know. Hey,
you're so annoying.
I still have 2 galaxies to post, the Owl Nebula, and then I'm working on. I already have 30 hours on the North American Nebula. I don't know how. Like it's May 7th, and I already have 30 hours on North America.
Willie, you can say it.
I was
Willie,
happy with 5. I was happy with 5.
You can call him annoying. Go ahead, call him annoying. You are annoying.
I'm not gonna lie, that's slightly annoying. Impressive.
Such a niche thing to say. Like I have 30 hours on North America this early in the year.
It's barely above the horizon. I mean, I'm in bed for hours before it's even at a 20-degree angle.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? So it's rising at like pretty much between midnight and 1 a.m. right now is when I can switch to it. And I will admit it's been cool because I've been getting last minute hydrogen alpha data on galaxies for the first part of the night. And then I switch over to North America. But I've been trusting my automation of the sequence to switch to North America. So I haven't needed to stay up late actually, and it's been working. But I wake up and it's like, oh, cool. Okay. Did the meridian flips, did the switch to North America. But yeah, the automation of my system is like working out well, which has been good.
You're so annoying.
I got to look into that sequence.
Willie, what do you shoot with?
Shoot with a 5-3. I use a Rokinon 135 camera lens. I use the SV Boni dual narrowband filters for hydrogen alpha and oxygen, and then same thing for the sulfur and oxygen, and everything on that on AM5.
Oh, the AM5. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's so that explains how you're getting like 10-minute exposures because your AM5 that has a really big payload capacity.
Oh, ridiculous! But when I was first starting, I did not obviously start with a harmonic drive or anything. Even the AVX, since it's like so wide on a focal length, the 135 millimeter, I could get 10-minute subs on the Celestron AVX.
Well, okay, that is interesting. Yeah. Because I would, I was doing wide field with a 50 millimeter actually. And on my Star Adventure, which obviously, is, kind of an entry level one, I was able to get like 3-minute on that.
That's crazy though. Yeah, 3 minutes on Star Adventure is insane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But at 50 millimeters, there wasn't like star trailing. So just like what, you're seeing with the 135. For a while, I was shooting on a 135. The Rokinon 135, pretty much all my I think all my 2024 astrophotography was, with that lens.
It's a blast.
But 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have not.
That's insane.
That yet.
And like, there's no trailing. There's no nothing.
I can show you guys the subframes. Yeah, they are beautiful.
That's insane. 10 minutes with no trailing.
No trailing. HFR about like around 1.7 on average.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes me want to. I want to push the limits of my AM3 maybe. Although I guess with my light pollution, I think if I go beyond 5 minutes, then I start to collect too much.
Yeah, like the extra.
Probably. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so that's really amazing. So then that's and that really, I guess, as an educational bit, that really does go to the signal to noise ratio.
Yeah.
Like
it makes it so much easier to stack. Like the only downside I've had in my experience doing the longer subs is dithering. Just because you're doing so many more subs, you have to have more just to dither. That's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, they're great.
Is there ever, I guess, one thing that could be an issue, like if you ever have clouds or planes, like do you find that more gets ruined? Yeah.
Yes. So if it's like a night with like so transparency and like some like high hanging cirrus that like in a 3-minute shot might not do anything. 10-minute, yes, it will absolutely ruin it. Your mean will go through the roof, and you'll have like what looks like IFN in your stack, but it's not.
The planes, I have found that planes are more difficult to reject, and then the dithering though. So that's something that I've been getting into recently, because it does, especially with galaxy season. I figured that it would be my way to try to resolve more detail, because like my focal length, I'm at 400 millimeters, so it's the smaller like galaxy season galaxies are harder to get. So I'm curious, when you're dithering and then using drizzle, are you doing like 1.5 times drizzle, 2 times drizzle?
So I use Perlman on his website has the MTF analyzer. I use his suggestion for like what my sample rate is. So when I want to get like best signal noise, I'll use the 1x. So like if I'm doing Bode cigar and I want the IFN, 1x. If I'm trying to have the best resolution, I will go as far as a 3x drizzle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is those files get big.
Massive.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's pretty crazy. But I guess then it's a trade-off because if you're doing that with a 10-minute sub, then you have fewer subs. Yeah. So like that's at least helpful. Okay.
And then also with doing the drizzle, you're going from 1x to 2x to 3x, you're losing signal noise each time. So like your 3x is going to be super dim, but your 1x could be spectacular.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I have found. like I've been doing 1.5x as like a
Mhm.
sweet spot. Without, I guess I should be looking. I should actually like calculate what the optimal one is. I've just been like eyeballing, like looking at a 2x, looking at a
Yeah.
1.5x, and seeing what works best. But yeah, it is true. Yeah, the noise gets amplified really quickly. So yeah.
Willie, did you find that since you were doing photography and you do photography for a living, did you find that processing the astrophotography was easier? Because do you think it was easier to learn processing because you already kind of did it for a living with regular photography?
Yes and no. So the overall like processing workflow of astrophotography, I would say I didn't get like an advantage. What I will say is that I was more open to different editing techniques that others I feel like I might have some qualms with. So, for example, in PixInsight, I'm a big fan of the game script that allows me to create masks, and so I can select certain parts of my image to affect locally. I love that. I do that all the time in my regular photos. A lot of astrophotographers are like, no, you gotta do global image adjustments or else it's not good, scientifically horrible. So I feel like for niche things, it definitely has translated, but for the overall, not really.
That
I
is
use Mass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll use masks and yeah, and Photoshop. I mean, especially with like even just a beginner target like Orion, it's so helpful to, have your core
Yeah,
and
exposed.
exactly. So exactly. So it's it's almost like that's definitely it's not cheating or not scientifically accurate. It's like getting high dynamic range to reveal more detail. I guess that's an interesting thing, especially with your. So how am I trying to ask this? Like I guess your artistic vision versus the scientific accuracy. Like how is that something that you balance when you're processing an image?
That's a wonderful question. It kind of almost goes into the like hot take thing that I was going to propose.
Okay, okay.
Um, but when it comes to imaging, I would say like when I do RGB, or it's like quote unquote true color, like what the human eye would see, that I try paramount, getting scientific accuracy, and that is the goal. It's narrowband. That's where I feel like you get to be artsy. You gotta show your interpretation of something because you're assigning the
Mhm.
colors, you're assigning the feeling, and you get to show what you wanted to show about the said target.
Yes. Okay.
Wow, that is spoken like a true photographer. I love that.
Yeah. Well,
I love
and
that.
even I would even go as far as saying like because palettes, like color palettes are something that I just started getting into this year. And they always like confused me kind of because I was
Mhm.
kind of like, wait, what's the real color though versus like
Yeah.
what's being assigned? And like that was always confusing me, but it's one of those things where it's the signal is correct. And it's exactly like you're saying, you're choosing like kind of what color to assign. And it's all in the effort of emphasizing different parts of the image or bringing out more detail. So it's all like, in my opinion, it's all still scientifically accurate. It's just like it's almost like data visualization, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful way of putting it.
Hmm.
Like, you're
Yeah.
almost like respecting it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One could say, yeah.
You know, it's funny because we're talking about the different palettes. Like I did the Hubble palette for Rosette, and Brett did it before I did, and I had no idea what I was doing. I honestly, if I sat down and tried to do it again in Serial, I would have no idea how to do it again. But Brett was like rattling off all these math equations, and I was like,
Pixel math. Yep.
my God, I literally got my college degree. The degree I got because I only had to take intro to math for the degree. So when he was giving me all these pixel math equations, I was like, oh, forget it. Forget it. There's no way. But it is really cool to
Yeah.
look at the data in a different lens per se.
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
Mhm.
Um, Then, I guess, yeah, this is, yeah, semi-related to this topic. So I was curious about then the way that you showcase your work. So like with your
Yeah.
time lapses and especially with your background with videography,
Mhm.
doing YouTube videos, stuff like that. Like how do you like to, I guess, package up your work and showcase it to the world?
Yeah. So, I mean, recently I've been trying out like a newer thing where I'll do a quick little time lapse on the Sony that I'm using right now. I'll do like 8-second subs, get all those together, edit them in Lightroom, and then I'll star align my final image. Like I'll just go into Premiere, I'll bring the opacity down and line up the stars on an image, manually track it. And so that's what I did for like the most recent reveal of like the Triffin Lagoon and the Row of Fuki. Yeah, that's been fun. And then PixInsight annotations for the rest. They are amazing. I love them.
Okay, cool.
So you're a PixInsight fan.
My favorite program on my computer.
Really?
Okay, that's good. Everyone I talk to keeps trying to switch me to PixInsight.
I've never used it.
It's a way of life.
Okay, that is okay.
How user friendly is it?
Somebody once pitched it to me as it's made for aliens, and I could see where they were coming from. So not very, to be honest.
Okay.
But if you're willing to learn and get a PhD in it, the results speak for themselves.
Gotcha.
But it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Yeah, I had a free trial of it like a year ago, and I was getting stuff out of it, but it's not like going from like a Photoshop to it's completely, as you were saying, like it is alien to most user interfaces that I've ever used. Like the whole idea of like having the windows within the windows and like you drag to make commands.
You are not selling
to a
this to me.
window. Yeah,
I know. And then you got like, and each time, like certain windows, you'll have like a triangle, a square, and a circle, and there'll be different things in different windows, and they don't always do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was following multiple YouTube tutorials and I was just like, it wasn't clicking with me fast enough. So, I need to get into it though, because that's what someone actually recently said to me, because I was asking them like, I guess about the value proposition of it. And they basically were like, if you have invested so much into like high quality gear, why not also invest in the high quality processing? So I'm like, okay. I mean, that is a good point.
I think another way to phrase it is, if you're going to get all this gear to get high quality data, don't you want to showcase that data the best you can?
That is, yeah. No, it's a very good point.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
it took me so long to learn Serial. It took me so long. I don't want to abandon my roots.
That's a little bit how I feel too. But then it is, it's nice to, what I will say as a plug for Serial is that having open source software like that, like really does help, reduce the barrier to entry. Because like it is, it's honestly for a free tool, like it's amazingly powerful.
It's great.
So
I donate.
I have it.
I donate. Yeah, I've donated. Yeah.
It's a real one.
I need to. Yes, I will.
I'm a Serial groupie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, Nick, maybe we'll start getting into pics together. We can do tutorials together. You're like, no.
Well,
Hey guys,
first off, I'm gonna need some like clear nights because I would just be sitting on it right now. Anyways, I haven't processed anything in Serial since I think the Cone Nebula was the last thing I even did in Serial.
Yeah, which was like a month ago.
Which was over a month ago. So because it hasn't been clear, and like I was telling Willie before the show, the one night it was clear, it was like 45-mile-per-hour winds. So, and I find galaxy season boring anyways. So
yeah, no, it's a tough time to image. So yeah,
30 hours of target, 800 millimeters, and still blurry, still fuzzy.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Can you use PixInsight for like your regular photography too? Or is it?
You can. It's very interesting. If you wanted, you could go as far to use BlurX on your regular old DSLR shots.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Like so BlurX is like a sharpening, but like technically it's getting rid of like atmospheric blur, right?
Yeah. So BlurX is it's AI deconvolution, and so it's really really good at fixing optical issues. That I think is like the selling point for me, at least.
Okay.
You start to cook, they're good.
That's a very good point. I'm glad that you explained exactly like what it is and described it as AI deconvolution, because I think it's something that I had to look into for a little bit, and it took me a second to like fully understand. And I think this is worth saying, that because a lot of people obviously are anti-AI with images and all of that and with visuals, and like obviously if someone like prompts ChatGPT to like do the Orion Nebula, like that's just fake. That's like
Yeah.
obviously wrong. But with these like denoising or deconvolution algorithms that are using AI, it is a good distinction to say that they are not using generative AI to add anything to your image. They simply are AI algorithms that have been trained off of astronomical data to do a better job at reducing the atmospheric turbulence or the noise in an image. So they're never creating detail, basically. I think, yeah, that's a very important distinction.
And that actually happened to me, Brett. I was super excited when I had the Andromeda Galaxy, and I had it in Graxpert, and I sent a Snapchat of it to a bunch of my Snapchat friends. And I know I still use Snapchat, and somebody saw the AI denoise or the AI background extraction in the side, and they said, "Whoa, I thought you didn't use AI," and I had to like explain that it wasn't like generative
Yeah.
AI. So that actually happened to me because like I'm prideful that I don't use like AI. So like AI has ruined the public's perception of like what we're able to capture.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Like I feel bad seeing like when people put in their bios like no AI, because it's just like that's really something that we need to look out for.
They almost feel
But
obligated to do it.
yeah, and so it's like, but I have like there's a great like we talk about Instagram a lot, which is like where like obviously like we're meeting a lot of people and everything, and I feel like it's a great astrophotography community with a lot of people that are showcasing like really great work, lots of integrity with their work. Yeah. Wait, that does make me think, and I have no details about this. Someone who had a bunch of Astrobin like top picks ended up getting removed, and like all their previous ones did. Like there was some scandal where I
Whoa.
think they were using AI or something. So yeah,
Oh, I want to look into
I
that.
yeah I don't. If we make this a
Brett
reel,
always has the tea.
someone
He
say in
always
the
has
comments.
drama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brett always
yeah.
has the drama.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw people posting stories about it, and I was just like, "Ooh, what is
Wow.
this? Like, this
I
is
gotta see
this is
that.
juicy." Yeah.
Wow.
Is it
Wow.
really astro drama? Like what would there even be? I feel like
I know.
that's all
What
you
other
got.
astro drama would there even be?
Honestly, like internally,
Yeah.
I don't know, but then we'd have drama with like flat earthers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Willie, what I would love to do,
Mhm.
because drama sells, right?
Yeah.
Drama sells.
hmm
I would love to have a flat earther on the show.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would
have
be
a-
fun to have like a proper like back and forth, like something
Yeah, I
polite
think that'd
though,
be
like
fun.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I crap on it every chance I get. So I'd love to just have them on the show so that way I can do it justice and like do it right to their face, you know?
Yeah,
So,
and see how that goes on that 111. I'd watch that.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
we'll start looking up flat earthers. Okay.
On the show. Why not? So you shoot mainly from this observatory. Do you ever do any astro in Cleveland?
From downtown, no, I don't.
Okay.
I live in an apartment. I don't have roof access in this one, so it's driving out to the observatory and making that trek.
How long of a drive is it?
About an hour, ballpark.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. That's like that's the same drive to my parents that are like in a Bortle 4.5 or something like that. It's about an hour drive from me. So if it's going to be clear all night, it would be worth the drive. I will say though, they live in the middle of nowhere, obviously, and it gets scary at nighttime. Like living in the burbs now, I've definitely lost my country cred. Like I lost my country cred. Yeah, I grew up on a farm, so like
Oh, okay.
you know, yeah, I used to be outside at nighttime all the time. Now I'm a wimp. I'm a suburbanite through and through now. So
I'll scary at night now. Oh no.
yeah. But so that's cool that you can, drive somewhere so close to
Yeah,
the city and like reduce your Bortle so much.
going from 9 to 4.5 for an hour, absolutely worth that drive. Every time I'll
That's
do it.
definitely worth it.
Yep.
That's definitely worth it. I don't blame you for not like shooting in Cleveland when you can like drive to that and have access to that.
Yeah,
some
I know.
energy
It's
time.
kind of, I don't know why. I guess I'm like a masochist, like wanting to just like constantly shoot in my, Bortle 9 skies. But I guess then I do have it's like I literally just carry my rig up the stairs and then like have a private roof. But eventually I will image with Matt actually in the suburbs, and I'll experience what Chicago's dark skies can provide.
That'll be beautiful. But also, I feel like
Yep.
part of the fun is the fact that you're doing it in like challenging skies. I feel like that's
Yeah.
like the
True,
thing.
yeah.
You're doing it despite that.
Yes, and it's a big thing of mine is that I do want to showcase that it is possible. Like it's possible to see a galaxy 20 million light years away over Wrigley Field's stadium light. You know, like that's pretty poetic to me. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Brett, like you should really consider like setting up at festivals and stuff because, I mean,
yeah.
imagine you have a table set up outside Wrigley Field on the sidewalk, and like you're telling everybody this is what's above you right now, but these lights have blinded it out, and this is like this is literally in the sky above you right now. Like you have a very compelling thing to sell.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
To the people of Chicago.
Honestly, maybe not even just a fair. Maybe like I set up during the Cubs games, and
yeah,
you're
probably gonna need a permit.
Yeah, not necessarily. No one around us has permits like doing all their parking operations, because actually that's something. This could almost be a cosmic yet brave, but no, it is so a funny thing. This is a total tangent that has it's not related at all. But so when Wrigley games are happening, which is like every other week during the season, everyone around us is selling their parking spaces. But what happens is that then there's no street parking, because everyone who lives in their home, like with a garage, parks their car on the street because they have a permit to park on the street, and then they sell their space for. So it's just like a mess. It's like,
whoa,
it's this crazy, like
capitalism is wild.
Yeah, traffic's horrible. It's like double the cars in the area. Like it's crazy. But people are making bank because like
wait. Are they selling like their driveway parking space?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I could do that too. I could just sell my garage, which because I'm so close to Wrigley.
How much do you think you can get for that?
At least 60. Yeah, at least 60
just
per
to
game.
have some stranger parking your driveway.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
$60.
Yeah, and I can advertise, private garage. But actually, where that tangent was going is that with the you don't need a permit or anything, because I was just realizing I could open my garage and put up a whole sales stand of like my astrophotography as all the fans are going by. Hey, maybe I'll do that.
Well, yeah, that's a way to like showcase what's above you.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, when I go to festivals and stuff, I'm like, this is what I can see. Like, this is from my sidewalk in town.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and people love that. Yeah.
Where do you sell your stuff at, Willie? Like your full-time photography, what you do? Do you sell that online or anything, or is it like per hire? Like, so you get hired from folks?
For the most part, it's like gig work, so it's gonna be per hire. So like I'll be doing one show, like one concert. I'll be doing a wedding. I'll be doing a portrait session, stuff like that. The deliverables are per project, but for prints, I do have a print store. I occasionally upload to it. I got a few astrophotography stuff on there, but primarily it's the per project.
Gotcha.
That's
okay.
cool. Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh wait, that's cool. So I didn't realize, the breadth of all the types of photography you do. So okay, that's exciting.
Yeah. I do portrait, concert, product, astrophotography, weddings, you name it that involves gathering photons. I like it and I'm good at it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I've seen your photography on your page. It's amazing.
Thank you.
What is your favorite? Which one's your favorite to do?
Besides, of course, Astro.
And I'm going to remind you, you're on an astrophotography.
Yeah, Astro goes without saying, guys. So, like, I feel like that's like the easy answer.
I'm kidding.
I mean, through and through. I mean, astrophotography. It's literally, this is a time machine. Every single time I point that out at the sky, I'm looking backwards in time, and I'm asking myself, how far back do I want to go? That's incredible.
That's cool.
That is so cool.
It's
so cool to think about.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was perfectly said.
Yeah.
But if we were doing like the regular, it'd be concert photography.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And this
Well,
is just a
and
side. This is just a side note. We
Hmm?
don't have to put this in the podcast. What kind of music do you listen to? Like, what kind of
oh yeah,
concerts?
I got
hip
J.
hop.
Cole in the
Hip hop.
background, so that's
Okay.
why. Yeah.
Okay.
Hip hop and
Nice.
indie are my two. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
What did you guys?
I listen to everything but country.
I love that
Yeah.
answer. I love that
Yeah.
Yeah,
answer.
I'll listen to anything
Yeah.
except country.
Yeah. I listen to. I mean, I am like a pop person, so like
Okay.
anything that's like on the Billboard charts.
I saw
I'm
Billy
listening.
on.
Oh yeah. No, Billie. Actually, okay, yeah. So Billie Eilish is like my
Everything is
favorite
Billy.
artist. Yeah. Yeah. I saw her concert last year. Like, yeah, she's been my favorite artist for so long.
Every time I go to post a YouTube Shorts and I ask, and Brett will just
Yeah.
send me some random time lapse, I'll be like, "What music do you want me to put this to?" 9 out of 10 times, it's a Billy song.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times.
You know what? Honestly, Chihiro, one of the best songs ever, and it's perfect for reels. But and I'm a diehard Billy fan with like even like one of my favorite songs on my Spotify Wrapped a few years ago. It's a song called "The 30th," and it's like no one knows about that song.
I don't
It's
know
just
that
like
one
on a
either.
yeah, it's like on a random like EP called Guitar Songs that she put together. But it's like that, it's like those deep cuts. I absolutely love.
I'm gonna look into that. I have to look into that.
It's an incredible song, yeah. But then with concert photography, the
Mhm.
interesting thing, a parallel to astrophotography, I guess, it is darker photography. So
Yes.
yeah, a lot of noise that I'm sure you're dealing
Mhm.
with. Yeah, I mean a very I guess the way that I would phrase it, it seems like a very complicated like exposure of light to deal with. So
Mhm.
it must be challenging just like astrophotography.
Definitely challenging. I equate it to similar to like the balancing act you got to do. So like with concerts, it's hard because you're gonna want to have like your shutter open longer to get all that light, as mentioned, because it's super dim. But then if you have a slow shutter speed, your subject is gonna be out of focus. They're gonna have motion blur, right? So if you're like at 1/1000th of a second and 1/2000th of a second, your ISO is at 6400, 12,800 if you're
You
really
have a
pushing
bunch
it.
of noise.
Yep. And so it's just balancing what's more important to you. Can you deal with a little bit of noise, or is it more important to get the feeling and flow of it? And then from there, you'll make your decision. I feel like with Astro, it's a little bit more cut and dry. We don't want noise.
No, but that's cool. Okay, yeah. So it's
That is so cool.
the balancing act. I do find you get that with moon photography sometimes. Like you want the fastest
Ooh,
shutter speed that you can get, but
yeah.
still getting as much light as you can. So yeah, it's kind of like moon and planetary. Yeah.
I thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is interesting because you're 100% right. Because I do moon stuff, and you're 100% right. Yeah. Okay. What are you imaging right now, Willie? What are you
Okay, yeah.
imaging?
Are we
Yeah.
getting into the recurring segments?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been imaging, as I said earlier, a little bit of the North American because I want to get more time on it. But long-term project, Photons Cigar and the Vulcan Nebula. That's what I've been doing on and off for about 4-ish months when I can, of course. And that's been more or less exclusively in hydrogen. We're about like 40 hours of HA info. It's really paid, but it'll be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be so cool.
Yeah. Because the cigar galaxy, I really like it's so cool with the hydrogen alpha data coming
Yeah.
off of that. Yeah.
With the starburst activity, and like you can see the plumes pulled out of it and everything.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we got about 10 hours of RGB data. Sure, I'll start with this. It's a collaborative shot. So those guys that I'll occasionally go out to the park with, we all have similar rigs where we have Rokinons and 5Gs. So I'll propose a RA and deck. I'll have the guys slew to it, and I'll do all the stacking in AstroPixel processor and just throw everything together. So yeah, we have about 10 hours RGB. So we got IFN around Bodes and Cigar. We got the Nebula, the Vulcan, which is the main show. It's gonna take ages. But collaborative shot, that was a new one. That was definitely a test.
That
No, that's
actually
awesome.
that is really cool. I guess as a follow-up question to that because I guess you guys are lucky that you have very similar setups actually. But like do you know what the extent of like compatibility or like what types of considerations you have to have?
So, like, what I did beforehand was like when I was providing information for like where to slew and all that, I tried to give as minimal rotation for all people. I tried to have it with everyone within at most 3 degrees of field rotation, just so it makes stacking easier. And then I was stacking like a multitude of different scopes. So other than the Rokinons, there was also a Rasa, which was very interesting to incorporate because it has a inverted image, because Rasa design is strange. So inverted image plate solve would be inverted as well. So that's gets funky with coordinates. I would use astropixel processor. And the key thing is dynamic distortion correction. That you can throw almost any different type of field of view and it will eat it up, stack it together.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned so a few things that makes me think. Like one, the Rasa, so our guest, a couple times ago, Thorn, he has two Rasas, and
Oh
actually
my
also
gosh.
related because he has two Rasas, so he can get double the data. He has his dual setup, and so that it's almost like collaboration, like because you guys are using your multiple rigs to get data on one target. And then his is just like a solo effort of having a dual setup and getting double the data.
The speed of acquisition of data it's incredible. Because like
hmm
a good night, I will say like of those like 3 nights I had clear, one of those was spent on that collaboration project. Between 3 people,
Nice.
we had 18 hours between the 3 of us,
Oh,
6
wow.
hours each.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
compounds each time we're out.
Yeah. That is actually very beneficial,
That
especially since you have to drive an hour to get there.
Hmm.
Like that's really beneficial.
It makes it a lot more worth it.
Yeah, for sure it does. I'm sure it does. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Brett, what are you imaging? What are you imaging? Did you run out of targets yet? Do you have anything
Yeah.
left in the
I have not
universe to
run out
look
of
at?
anything yet. Luckily, space is endless and infinite. So, but no, I am honestly. I guess I kind of have the same answer as the last episode, where I'm still doing because we're at the end of galaxy season, start of nebula season. So I'm doing first half of the night HA on galaxies and then last half of the night North America. That way, so I don't have to change filters. Like I kind of was like I got all my broadband galaxy data at the beginning of the year. So that's why actually right now I'm combining a bunch of like February and March broadband galaxy data with like HA galaxy data right now. Yeah.
Sweet.
And so that's also, that does go into kind of the choreography or the orchestration that we do with like maximizing targets because like this way I'm not like if I set out to just image North America, I would only be getting half a night right now.
Yeah.
So like that's why I was like, what is the best like narrowband data that I can get as like the first half of the night and then I move on to North America. And Nick, what are
Yeah, what are you
you
imaging?
I'm not imaging
doing?
anything.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
I'm not imaging anything. And I think I've said this now the last like 2 or 3 episodes because and like I've said a million times, I can't leave my stuff out overnight. And my parents are too far from my work. So like I can't like I don't want to sleep over at their house during the week because the commute to my work in the morning would be too much. So, and I'm not imaging anything right now. But as soon as nebula season's in full swing, I'm going to be using this app. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it before, but I'm going to start making all these targets. I'm going to make like a list of what I want to be
In Atlas, right?
Atlas, yes.
Ah,
Yes, Atlas,
Thank
yes.
you for the plug.
yeah,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
see.
Brett, I'm gonna start charging you for
For
Atlas to be
mentioning it.
on the
You're,
show
yeah. Okay.
because I feel like we're sponsoring Atlas all the time.
Yep.
I think honestly that could be our first revenue stream for the podcast is charging you for Atlas to be
That,
on the show.
I mean, hey, that's not wrong. You know?
Promo's
Yeah.
promo.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not imaging anything
Yeah.
right now. Whatever. It's fine. It's what it is. But one of the things we always do, Willie, is a cosmic yet brave.
Yeah.
So we talk about something that it can be astrophotography related. It doesn't have to be. It can be literally anything you want. Something that's like cosmic and you just want to get off your chest and you're brave to say it.
I feel like it goes back to what I said earlier, where this is an astro thing. Narrowband is where you get to be an artist in astrophotography, because in my opinion, having true color, it's great, beautiful, scientifically accurate. We love it. Where you get to show what makes that particular nebula, that target, that galaxy, whatever it may be, where it's interesting, you get to choose how to showcase it. That is the artist's vision behind it saying, I want to make it this color, this brightness, this intensity. This is what I want to show and how to show it. That you are in full control. When you're doing true color, that's the universe deciding for you. That is matter of fact. So I feel like the real art is in narrowband.
I love
That's my
that.
hot take.
Yeah.
I
Cosmic
love
Yep.
that.
Brave.
I think that's a
Mhm.
good take, though. I like that.
Well, and like, cause I definitely prefer narrowband imaging. I mean, partially because it's definitely easier in light pollution, but there's so many different filters, and it really lets you. And I guess that I kind of said this earlier, but it's like it's almost more scientific because you're really getting into the different wavelengths and
Yeah.
like the nuance of that. So like that's very cool. Yeah. So I wholeheartedly agree with this take. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I really do. What about you, Brett? Let's see what you have today. Is it astro related? Is it
It
not astro related? You're always a wild card.
I know I am, yeah. This one is astro related.
I'm gonna be the only one without an astro related one today.
Okay. Good. You're adding the variety. Yep.
Yeah.
So my cosmic yet brave is that I really like smart telescopes. And I think, a lot of people kind of have varying opinions on them. And it gets a lot of attention when I like do comparisons of like smart telescope to my main rig. But the reason why I like smart telescopes, and obviously there are people who believe that, putting in the hard work of like having like a full rig and all of that, like I think Thorne had called them like purists. Like I understand all of that. And that's like my approach. I love to dive into the nuances and the details and everything. But I love anything that improves the accessibility of astronomy and astrophotography for people because there's such a big barrier to entry just with the cost of equipment, with the learning curve with equipment. And I think for any serious astrophotographer, like we choose to go down that path because we just get so intrigued and like really have a passion for it, and that's great for us. But then people that go the smart telescope route, I think that it could be that they're curious about it. It could be like in my case, actually, something that I love using it for is like bringing it on family vacations and showing everyone just like literally like it was, yeah, I was at my sister's place in Michigan a few months ago, and I brought my Sea Star, and I just like put it on the deck outside, and actually it was snowing, so it's like no one wanted to be outside, but yeah, and then I just had my iPad inside, and I was like, hey, look, we're looking at the Rosette Nebula, or like oh, here's Jupiter with its moons, So it's like that type of the ability to make that awe and wonder so accessible and portable. I think has like a net positive.
Yeah, Brett, you had some angry people on your last post.
I did.
Really?
You know what?
Yeah.
What I will say to that, luckily with that one, hey, I mean, like we've been saying, drama sells. Like, it got a lot of engagement. The thing that people were up in arms about, that it was that my comparison that I made was not it was not a well designed experiment in terms of the comparison. I basically compared, hey, here's just like a plug and play night on the M81 and M82 boats in Sakar versus the maximum effort that I put in with my full rig. And everyone was like, these aren't the same integration time. This is like some people went as far as saying like, this is dumb at best. And I was like,
Whoa.
okay. I mean, I realize
And Brett, you were way too nice.
I am.
Like I would have lit them up. You're way
Yeah.
too nice.
Yeah.
That's
I said to that
crazy.
person, I was like, hey, I agree with what you're saying, but this is just,
Which is insane. Why would you say that? He called you dumb.
Yeah. I had said this to Nick. I was like, should I pin his comment? Just because I was like, I don't know. You want attention, clearly.
What you should have said back was, when you can capture what I capture from a rooftop in Chicago, you are allowed to comment on my photograph.
Mhm.
That's what I would have said.
Yeah, you're the two wolves from different sides.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're too nice.
Yeah.
So mine is not astro related. And you know what? People gave me so much crap when I was talking about the aliens and my hot take on aliens. And so, you know what? I want to give the haters even more ammunition.
Oh.
And I'm going to go out and I'm just going to say it. Bigfoot's real. I'm just going to say it.
Oh my God. Okay.
And you know what? Brett is like probably like, I can't believe he's saying this right now, but I'm saying it. And I think it's real. I think it's real. Okay, let me preface. I think it's possible. I think
Hey,
it's
anything's
possible.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
You know,
possible. I think it's one of those things again where I don't think everyone could be lying. So a lot of people claim to see this, experience this. That's my hot take. That's my cosmic get brave. A lot of people will not get on the internet and say that. So I think I am pretty brave. So there you have it.
Mhm.
My dad is a huge believer in Bigfoot. In fact, whenever we're out in the wilderness somewhere, so not even the wilderness, we have a lake house up in New York. And there's definitely a lot of people around. My dad likes to get a big stick and wood knock. So like he'll bang on trees to see if a Bigfoot will answer. So I'm a product of my parents at the end of the day. Yeah. We're a big Bigfoot family. So
I'm a big Bigfoot believer.
yeah, a big Bigfoot believer. Yes.
Okay, well that I did not expect that cosmic get brave. So
I can't wait for that guy who was giving me crap about the aliens. I can't wait for him to see this. I can't wait.
What are your thoughts on the Loch Ness Monster? Man.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think, well, first off, again, I think anything's possible. I think until you can disprove that something is accurate, like it's possible. So as far as I know some of the photographs have been disproved for Loch Ness Monster. I know some of the photographs of alleged Bigfoot sightings have been disproved. Great. Yeah, fine. I'm all about like, reality. But until you can tell me that it's 100% that is not real, then I'm a skeptic,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's my cosmic get brave. And I
That-
hope that guy who was giving me crap about the aliens, I hope he watches this. So
that's very brave. Thank you for sharing that.
He's got some ammunition now.
there you go. Okay. Brett wants to punch me in the face right now.
I know. Let's see. Okay, so I'll go on to the next recurring segment, which is thanking my brother for doing the music for this podcast. So yeah, my brother Adam did the music for this podcast. He's a great artist. Follow him at Oakbird Audio on Instagram. And we are on episode 8, and he has not noticed this shout out yet. So we are going to continue to see how long it takes for him to notice.
My guess is that he is not going to notice until one day we have him on the show and we do a segment with him.
Exactly. And I even like now my sisters are asking me, has Adam noticed yet? So it's like, yeah, everyone's starting to notice and I'm just waiting for him. He said he's watching the clips on Instagram, which I find funny. We've had some like back and forth where I'm like, you're helping me write this joke. This isn't
I love that.
When that day happens, oh boy.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna go viral. That's when we'll finally get all our YouTube subscribers.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's when we'll go viral. When you reveal that you've been doing this to your brother, your twin brother, the entire time.
Oh, twin brother.
Yes. Yeah. So that brings us to an hour here. Willie, is there anything else you'd like to talk about today?
Oh, the near Earth object.
Gosh,
this is the one that you keep skipping over.
I know.
I know. Yeah.
I know. I told you I'm a stickler with the time. Go ahead, Brett.
Yes. Okay, so the nearest near-Earth object to us right now. So it's May 7th. Let's see. Oh, there are a few, but I'm going to go with the closest one.
Do the one that's going to hit us.
Yeah. So this is object 2026 JF, and it is 479,000 kilometers away, which is 1.25 lunar distances. So a little farther than the moon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not going to hit us then.
Yeah.
It was awesome, Willie. Our guest prior to you was from overseas, Australia. And it was great to do the kilometers because she would actually be able to tell us if that's close or not, because I have no idea.
Yeah, the metrics.
Yeah.
Crazy thing.
The metric system. Even though the metric systems, like I said to her, it does make a lot more sense. The metric system.
Yeah.
It does. It makes a lot more sense. But anyways, yeah. There you go. There you have it. It's not going to hit us.
No.
Yeah. Some may be wishing for it. Some may not. That's not going to hit us.
We've had some close ones recently. But yeah, okay. Not this time. Not today.
Yeah. So, Willie, that kind of brings us to the end of the show. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about? Anything you want to get off your chest? Anything that you want to share with the audience? I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I know. If anything, go out to your local dark sky site. If you can, make the trek, go out there. It is worth it. You'll have a much better time with the cosmos.
No, I think
Definitely
that's
agree.
great.
Yeah.
And I guess part of that too, I think that's good for astrophotographers. Also, just for anyone who is curious about looking up at the night sky, or actually anyone from the city. Yeah, go out to a dark sky site, see what you're missing out on. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
for
lot
sure.
out
You're missing
there.
out on a lot. I mean, even from Center City, Philadelphia, the 25 miles to my house, 20 miles to my house, you know, the amount of stars triple, quadruple in, you know, what you can see in the sky. So, yeah, I agree with you, Willie. Go out to your dark skies. All right. All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show, Willie.
Thank you
Really
for
had a
having
great
me.
time. I think it's awesome to draw the parallels between your full-time job of photography and how that gets into the hobby of astrophotography. I learned a lot of interesting things. I also learned that PixInsight is probably not for me. So
It could be. Maybe someday.
yeah,
It's not for
maybe
everybody.
someday. Yeah,
But
maybe
it's great.
someday. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming on the show. We really
course.
appreciate you. And thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
watching,
having me.
everyone.
And cue the outro music from my brother.